You've enjoyed your time sunbathing in Lanzarote, but you fancy having a look around, getting a hire car for a day. On this video, I'm going to show you what you can enjoy in Lanzarote in one day, visiting some of its best known tourist attractions from the south all the way up to the north of the island. I'm not sure you could call this lighthouse a tourist attraction, but you do on a clear day like today get fantastic views across the straits to Fuerteventura and the island of Lobos. It's time though to head north and take in our first attraction. Our road trip today is going to take us from the very southwest of the island to the north. We'll take in natural wonders, historic towns and fantastic architecture inspired by one man. First, we need to head out of Playa Blanca, one of Lanzarote's largest tourist towns, and head north. One of the attractions this video won't take in is the volcanic Timanfaya National Park, but don't worry, we'll head there soon on the channel. So to not miss out, hit subscribe. And we reach our first stop off point. And as you can see, picked up a lot of other tourists keen to see what we're going to go and see. It's a 5-minute walk up a dirt path to the second location of our video. The green in a lagoon inside a dormant volcano is caused by algae. I think I just got unlucky really with the amount of people here. 5 or 6 coaches arrived at the same time as us, but it's only a couple of minutes walk from the car park and you get that view. That is attraction number 1 done. Amazingly, wine is grown on this volcanic island. These black circles on either side of the road is where the plants are nurtured. Later in this video, I'll take you through what this hire car cost me for the week. Founded in the 1400s, Teguise was once the capital of the island until the 1800s, when Arrecife took over. I thought we'd stop off at this little town that is, I think it's fair to say, well known for its market on a Sunday. I'm not here on a Sunday though, so let's see what it has to offer. The town is impeccably maintained and a great place for lunch. For the record, after a stomach bug, I was on very little at this time. And as ever, I can't resist a wander inside a church or cathedral. Well, it's a lovely, quaint little town. A few tourist shops, a few cafes to stop off for lunch here. But we're going to go on somewhere else now. Somewhere where I had planned to visit, but then suddenly I looked today and it says permanently closed. Still going to go and have a look there. I think it'll be worth it. A Piracy Museum in a castle? In a castle? It's a yes from me. Well, the barrier said no. The chance to go up to a castle up there and also to see the attached museum for pirates. Aha! You couldn't miss that, could you? A pirate museum. But anyway, it's closed. So I have to move on to the next attraction. By the way, as you take in this view, please consider tickling the old like button to take this video to other travel lovers. Our latest stop, the César Manrique Foundation, just on the outskirts of Arrecife. César Manrique was an artist, a sculptor, and he backed a lot of projects here, and he's seen as a leading figure in keeping Lanzarote very much with the characteristics that it has. César Manrique loved nature and wanted to protect this island. He designed buildings and sculptures that blended with the landscape, using volcanic rock, caves and plants. Manrique's influence can be seen across Lanzarote. Some of his famous works include Jameos Del Agua, a Cactus Garden and Mirador Del Río, all of which we'll visit later in this video. Well, I've no doubts that my great uncle Bertil, who was an architect in Sweden back in the 60s, he'd have loved this place. For me, it's got a bit of Bond villain lair about it. It's pretty cool though, isn't it? It's a nice way to spend an hour around here, but once again we need to get back on the road to take in another of Lanzarote's attractions. I should say the title of this road trip, it is a road trip, but the distances aren't really that far. I can still see Fuerteventura at the moment, and we're more than halfway up the island, so not long distances you're going to have to do, but you'll need a hire car, so let's have a look at mine quickly. So I got this for the whole time I'm in Lanzarote, the whole week. In truth, I've not used it for a couple of days, so I probably could have done a cheaper option, but I always feel it's nice to have the option of having a car and having the freedom that it gives you. To come at the end of the video, a view to die for. But next, something for the green-fingered. I found driving in Lanzarote pretty easy, with the roads on the whole in very good condition. Next up for the road trip, a cactus garden, of course. The thing that was really interesting was as soon as you walked into the garden, birdsong. I'm sure there was no birdsong outside, but here, lots of it. Yes, we'll take a look down on this garden from the windmill in a minute. The garden, designed by, yes, César Manrique, aimed to turn an old quarry into a beautiful garden. I think they've done a pretty good job. It really is a peaceful oasis, added to by the fact the birds seem to be attracted here as well. If you love cactus and plants, it might be a couple of hours for you, but for most of us, I think it's probably an hour or so to have a look around and take it all in. For a hint of what's about to come on the video, take a look to the left of the screen. Our next stop then, some volcanic caverns and tunnels to have a look around. This was created by César Manrique inside an old lava tunnel. It's visually stunning There are tiny 1 centimetre long blind white crabs in this saltwater lake. They're very special because they're rare. In fact, they can only be found here. So this is a little bit hidden away, unless you know what you're looking for. It's the auditorium that they've got here. You have to go around the pool to see it. And from what I can see, nobody else has come in. Make sure when you leave, you take time to turn back and take in the view. It's worth it. Now time to head to the heights and take in a stunning view. If you're not one keen on driving with sheer drops, well, worry not. This drive was not really that bad for that. After looking back at where we've come from, time to head inside and take in that view. I love the interior. Reminds me of Luke Skywalker's home in Star Wars. But the real star is outside. An amazing view. Wow. Well, it may have cost this much to get in here. I agree, but you can't say it wasn't worth it. It's a fantastic view, and that island down there, we're visiting it on a future video. So I guess you know what to do. Hit subscribe.